Good morning and welcome to day 8 of the Great Norfolk Broads Adventure 3. It's not a bad morning this morning. It's not a bad morning. There's still a wee bit of a breeze blowing, so if there are any sort of rustles on the microphone, I apologise. But it's, yeah, I mean, last night it got very windy. Very windy indeed, actually. Had a few heavy showers as well, you know, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad, but obviously the boat sort of rocked about a bit, but it's actually quite gentle, soothing motion. This morning it's not too mild. It's on the chilly side of mild, I'll call it at the moment. But like I say, it's a lot calmer. Still quite dull though. But yeah, at least the water's calm. And yeah, this is it. I mean, it's going to be a short one today, I suspect. Probably, more than anything, it'll probably just be a little river footage, just going back up to Stalham, because today is the day I hand the boat back. I've been up since, silly o'clock this morning. I think I got off about 5:30 or something like that. The time is currently about 20 to 7. Yeah, about 20 to 7. And I mean, it's like no matter how much packing you do the day before, you know, no matter how much you're prepared and ready, you know, you get up in the morning and you just see, oh wait a minute, I haven't packed that. Oh wait a minute, I need to do that. Oh wait a minute, I need to organise this. You know, and it's like, yeah, there's always more stuff to pack before you go. So, so yeah. Anyway, yeah. It's a bit of a sad morning, actually. I mean, it always is. It's difficult to be enthusiastic about taking the boat back and leaving. But it's been a wonderful week. I have been so lucky with the weather. Had a wee bit of high crosswind at Achill the other day, and obviously it got, I think yesterday was the worst weather weather-wise, with the high winds and the rain, and you know, it got quite cold as well. So yeah, I mean, it was I've been so lucky with the weather. It has been a fantastic experience doing my first solo helm, and it's given me confidence to actually try it again. I'm quite sure if weather had been very different and more adverse or busier, I'd have been freaking out by now. But no, it really has been fantastic. But I'll do a wee conclusion up at Stalham about that and about the boat, and yeah, so I'll not go into that too much at the moment, you know. But here's what I will do. I was going to do this last night. Oh, that's last night. Yes, I didn't come back to you last night, did I? No. Yeah, I went to the White Horse Inn in Neatishead, and hold on a wee second, and I'll spin you around and I'll show you the stave. Okay, right. There's my boat there. There's a nice wee sort of private barge just moored behind me. That's Neatishead stave. You can moor either side, but it is quite narrow. But the White Horse Inn, you just go right up to the main road and you turn right, and it's about 10 minutes walk down that way. That's it, and you can't miss it, you know. The actual, when I leave, I'll be leaving here, coming up and turning right, and you go. It's very narrow and it's very slow, but it's really picturesque. Not so much just now, because obviously the leaves are not on the trees and anything like that, and I've been doing some bank work down on the starboard side, the right. So yeah, it's a wee bit sort of cut down, but it is really, really nice, and I suspect that would be unbelievably beautiful coming up there when it's all sort of in bloom, so to speak. If you come down here and the stave is full, there's not a lot of room to move. especially if you've got two boats sitting here on either side, you know. But it's okay, all you do is you continue down there, and there's a wee sort of turning, but you can turn around and you can just motor on back up. Very picturesque, very lovely, very quiet, very calm. No lights, it's pitch black at night here, and it's, well, apart from the occasional light from a house, you know, but yeah, it's literally pitch black, and it is lovely. Very lovely stay indeed. But like I say, it doesn't take much for it to get full, and if you end up at the back, it can be quite challenging getting in or out. But yeah, really, really nice. But yes, I go off on a tangent again. The White Horse Inn. Last year, I went for a few drinks. I'm sure some of you can probably remember the state I was in last year. I wasn't... Well, let's just say I went for another few drinks last night, and I ended up having a beer called Norfolk, yeah, as in yeah. Strange name for a beer, but it was really nice. It was really nice, very, very nice, very smooth and drinkable, and yeah, spot on. So I had a few of them. But I did end up eating there, which is what I didn't do last time. And I've got to say, the White Horse Inn, oh, bugger me, that is a nice place. I mean, that is really, really nice. It has to be, hands down, one of the best. I mean, I've been out, you know, and I've had some fancy dinners, you know, and some gourmet dinners, and, you know, some sort of classic dinners, and well, I had a very so-so dinner in Horning, but last night I decided I would have a bit of a fancy starter, which was a soft shelled, no, it was beer battered soft shelled crab, and I had to ask about this because I looked at it and I was like, beer battered soft shell, surely, but how can you batter the crab but it still be in the shell, you know? But no, you eat the whole thing, you know. And I've got to say, I tried that and it was really tasty. I mean, leg, shell, the lot. I mean, and yeah, very. I mean, it might put you off, but I liked it. I really did like it. It was just all like battered crab, basically, you know. And it came with all some sort of fancy sauce and accompaniments, which I can't remember offhand. Hey, I'd had a few beers, alright. But yeah, then I decided for my main course to go a bit simple, you know. I've had some fancy dinners the last couple of nights, you know, and I thought, no, let's just keep it nice and simple. Go for a burger. Can't go wrong with a burger, can you? I'll have a farmhouse burger. That sounds nice. Comes with bits and pieces, you know. Oh my god. Oh yeah. They put this plate down in front of me and my jaw just went, you know. It was huge, and I mean huge. And it came with homemade chips, but I mean the chips were like that thick, you know, proper homemade chips, you know, and they had a wee bit of the skin still on them, you know, and it was like, oh man, without doubt that must have been one of the best burgers I've ever had, and I mean it was properly spot on. I ordered a bit of a cheesecake with some, I think it was raspberry sorbet and some wee bits and pieces on it, and once again, I mean, it was like, it was incredible. It really was, you know. But I came out there, you know, having had a few, oh, you know, I was walking down like this, carrying my belly, you know. Oh, White Horse Inn. That was definitely something very, very unique and very special. And I cannot compare it to the Bridge Inn, because it's a different style of place, you know. But yeah, that's on par with that's probably was. I'm not even going to rate it. I'm going to stop rating things, you know. But yeah, White Horse Inn. If you're ever wanting a wee sort of bite to eat, and you're round about the Barton Broad area, halfway down the River Ant, nip along to Neatishead. If you can get moored, get in here, moor up, stay the night. They've got water points on either side so you can top up your water, and go for an evening at the White Horse. I guarantee you, you will enjoy the drink, you will enjoy the food, you will enjoy your evening. I was so very impressed with that place, and that's definitely, much like the Bridge Inn, that is definitely now on the bucket list for visiting, and I'm so glad that I came down here and stayed at Neatishead instead of trying the Sutton Staithe Hotel. I will try that hotel. It's only fair, you know. I've never been there. It is supposed to be quite good, but as a final meal before taking the boat back at the end of your holiday, let's just say the Sutton Staithe had better be bloody something special to beat the White Horse at Neatishead, because that was incredible. So yeah, very, very good. And I'm sorry I didn't come back to you last night, but like I say, by the time I'd had a few beers, kind of sort of staggered back a wee bit, carrying my belly, because I was so full. You know, you get that feeling where you're enjoying your meal so much that you don't realise that you're overeating until you finished your meal. You sat down for half an hour, and then all of a sudden you start getting those sort of overeating. Oh yeah, I had a few of them when I came back. Which reminds me, coming back to the boat. If you do come back to the boat at night, once the sun's gone down, bring a wee torch. I told you before, I always carry a wee sort of £1 LED pocket torch like that, because I'm quite sure many people have had accidents walking down this staithe and losing their footing because they cannot see where they're going, or they can't see the quay heading or whatever. Because when I say it's pitch black here. So if you're coming here at night, bring a wee torch, just a wee pocket thing, just something to light your way, you know. I mean, it's all pathed, you know, it's a main road and then it's a wee path down, but yeah, pitch black, can't see a thing. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody has ended up in the drink because they can't see where they're going. So anyway, I'm going to go away and make quite possibly my last coffee on board. I don't want to say things like that. And fire up the engine and get going, I suppose. I really don't want to, but I suppose that's it. So I'll go there now. I've probably rambled on a wee bit too much this morning already. Yeah, I'll possibly, I don't know if I'll have a wee talk up the river. It's only about 45 minutes an hour up to Stalham, so yeah, if I leave about 7 o'clock, okay, I'll get there way too early, but got quite a long haul back up the road, you know. It's yeah, it's about a 9-hour drive ahead of me, so give or take stopping. So yeah, I'm going to I may as well take it back nice and early, you know, give myself that extra time. But in the meantime, in fact, maybe I'll actually go for a wee wander on the way up. Yeah. Now there's a thought. Could actually maybe go to Sutton. Do I have time to go to Sutton and then turn around and go to Stalham? Now there's a thought. Thoughts like that I shouldn't be having this late in the day. on the way back up to the boatyard. Just go to the boatyard, Russell. Go to the boatyard. Don't go anywhere. But anyway, so yes, I'm gonna go and get on up the river, and perhaps, well, if I don't speak to you beforehand, I shall speak to you up at the boatyard, up at Stalham, and I'll give you a wee thoughts on the boat, on solo cruising, on the adventure, you know. Not a conclusion, just maybe a couple of thoughts, which invariably I've already told you about, so I'll just be repeating myself, but hey, that wouldn't be like me, would it? So, I'll go there now, and yeah, I'll maybe see you later. So, until later, I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.
Kurami tirahtalie saterate masatiri alien nama matsarati rahtalia.
Well, just an update for you people. We're back at the boatyard, Richardsons, up at Stalham. I think we're here too early. It's knocking on 8 o'clock, but I'm not seeing any movement around the boatyard at the moment, so maybe a wee bit too early. But that's it. The boat's all tied up, the engine's off. All that's left to do is take care. Oh, sorry about the wind on the microphone there. Yeah, all that's left to do now is pack up the car, take care of the paperwork, maybe have to give them a wee bit extra fuel. It wouldn't surprise me. But maybe I'll be lucky and I'll get a little refund on my fuel deposit. But yes, that's it. It's end of another great adventure. And I must say it has been a fantastic adventure. I was so fortunate with the weather. It's only just in the last couple of days that it started to turn. First solo experience was actually really good, and if you're sitting there thinking about possibly doing it, could you do it, should you do it, I would have to say do it, absolutely. It felt a wee bit awkward when I left on Saturday afternoon, just going out the boatyard, just me by myself, and in fact actually what I'm going to do is, just while I have a wee wander, I'm going to come in out of the wind, because if you'll excuse the mess of the place, I don't want the wind on the microphone to be bothering you too much while I'm trying to babble on. But yes, it felt a wee bit sort of awkward and strange to begin with, as I was motoring out, you know, because I'm so used to sort of chin wagging with somebody on board. But once you kind of get over that, once you realise that it's you, the water, and you can do whatever you want, you know, you don't need to worry. Obviously, you know that I've been very much the early rising in the mornings on this adventure, you know, up pretty much crack of dawn, you know, back of 6, you know, the minute the sun's up, away on a cruise. So my cruise days have been early starts, finishing about lunchtime, and it's been great for me. It's really worked for me, that, and I've been able to just sort of enjoy myself, thoroughly enjoy myself. So yes, I'm very impressed and pleased with the experience and the adventure, and I am so looking forward to the Great Norfolk Broads Adventure 4 in October. Now that I've got a wee bit more experience, let's find out what it's going to be like when the rivers are just that little bit busier, and maybe even the weather just a little bit nastier, because you never can tell in October. But yes, the boat has, the boat's good. I like the boat, and I can see the appeal of these forward steer cruisers. Same issues that I've already been off, just that rearward vision is just hopeless. Does make it difficult when you're by yourself, because you don't have anybody looking out for you, especially if you're trying to do a stern on in a tight space. I've been fortunate, I haven't needed to. I've always found spaces quite large enough in order to manoeuvre, but I can imagine if you were trying to do this in such a craft, you might have issues, you know. She's well, I've already been over the boat with you, and she's got one or two things, you know, but it's just little foibles, I suppose, you know. I will mention about this throttle cable though, to Richardsons for the next hire. It didn't ruin anything, and it was never going to be an issue for me to phone up and complain about it. It was just sometimes it did get a little bit, you know, I was having to lean forward and just rest my hand on it, just to prevent it from slipping back. Like I said, I didn't need to apply any pressure, just resting my hand on it, but it meant that sometimes I was having to sit further forward than I was perhaps wanting to at the time. But I will mention that to them, and I'm sure they'll get that sorted before the next person takes the boat over. Other than that, yeah, she's been fine. I didn't really cook much on board, but the facilities and the cutlery and the crockery, perfect, no problems. Yeah, very comfortable boat to sleep in and sit in. The only other minor thing is, in the colder months, definitely it's not it's not as warm as you would expect it to be with a boat with 2 radiators, and it's purely sitting here, these draft points by the sliding roofs. That's pretty much where, you know, because you would sit there, you know, and you would feel it just coming in the corners and through the roof there. That was the only thing I would probably have to say about a broad sun charm, is that it's, you know, you hire it, you know, especially if you hire it in the colder months, you know, you hire it, you know, oh, radiators, you know, they'll be spot on for the, you know, for the chilly weather. Maybe not so, but once again, it was never too much of a problem, but it definitely was not as warm as I was expecting it to be, with just that sort of chilly breeze, chilly draft, with the biting wind at night. But other than that, you know, she has been flawless. You know, I've really enjoyed having her. I've really enjoyed my time on board her. I've really enjoyed being back on the Broads. I suppose the one thing I should say is, would I hire Broad Sun Charm again? Well, I'm going to hold off on that particular question just for the moment. I think I want more. I think I want to compare it to Swan Radiance, which is another forward steer cruiser. Looks very similar, obviously a different layout, well, a slightly different layout, slightly different materials on the inside. I want to compare Swan Radiance in October to the Broad Sun Charm in March, to get an idea of, you know, more experience with forward steer cruisers and their layouts and their little foibles, if you like. You know, this is the first one. First indications are, yes, I would hire this again, but I would want to hire this in milder weather. I wouldn't hire this for the colder, sort of chillier March-ish, November-ish, late October, you know, sort of months. Summer months, warm weather, fantastic boat. It really was. Well, it really would be. The bow thrusters, I must say, are quite powerful as well. I noticed, you know, I never had any sort of issues with that. You know, I just hit the button, and you know, some other boats, you know, have just been, you know, it's almost like it's a weak bow thruster on it. You know, it takes ages to swing the bow around. This one, you know, a couple of seconds and you can immediately feel the bow swinging. So yeah, good bow thruster on it. In the summer, warmer, late spring months, this would be a fantastic boat to hire. You know, and I would hire this again in the warmer weather. Just a wee bit in the chillier weather, it's not quite so comfortable in the evening if you've got a cold breeze blowing, because of the gap and the not very powerful heating. Anyway, I'm going to go and see the boys, see what's happened, hand some paperwork back, and get everything all packed up and into the car, and I shall, well, that's probably going to be it. The end of the Great Norfolk Broads Adventure 3. If you have been watching, thank you. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you found it a wee bit well, entertaining. I won't say informative because I'm very far from being informative, so let's just call it entertaining. Yes. I've tried, well, I don't know, I've tried to give it a wee bit more mixture of just babbling and river footage, and I don't know, I'll have to wait and see how it all pans out when I get home and actually look at the footage, because I've no idea what I've got or how it looks. But yeah, so I'm gonna stop rambling and babbling on a wee bit just now, and I shall hopefully see you later on in the year for the Great Norfolk Broads Adventure 4. If you have any comments, likes, suggestions, things you'd like to see, things you would prefer I don't do or don't see or whatever, well, leave a comment, you know, be nice, you know, give us a wee thumbs up, you know, and yeah, I would just love to hear from you. What do you think of this adventure? You know, it's not a well, it's just me going on holiday having a good time, you know, and I'm just bringing you along with me. But feel free to be nice, don't be nasty, but be nice about things that you would like to see, or things that you would maybe any suggestions. That's what I'm trying to say. Any suggestions? Not promising, you know, but I shall see what I can do. So that's it. I'm trying not to finish it off, because when I say that's it and it's gone, that's really it, and it's like the end of the holiday, the end of the adventure, and I don't really want the adventure to end, so I keep babbling, just trying to hold off, but I can't hold it off any longer. The time is now, oh, it's knocking on 8:15, so I really should get myself in gear. So until the next adventure, hope you've enjoyed this one. I've certainly enjoyed it. It's been a great experience out here doing my first solo cruise, and I look forward to it. Hopefully you joining me in the next adventure, and yeah, until then, if you have been watching, thank you very much, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye for now.